This is Money Talks.
Hi, my name is Ibukun Oyedeji, President CFA Society Nigeria. Join me and a host of other financial industry practitioners for Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. A very warm welcome to everyone. Money Talks is a financial literacy program and is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria. Smart Uzechi is my name. You can call me Captain Smart and that'll be fine. Emmanuel Gomina is a CFA charter holder who currently serves as a financial control officer in the budgeting and strategy unit at Zenith Bank PLC. He's been on that role since May 2022. Previously, he worked as a client relationship manager at the same institution from December 2012 to May 2022. Emmanuel holds a Master of Business Administration from the University of East London and a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Ilorin. He possesses skills in financial analysis and modeling, Excel, scenario testing and simulations, data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Power BI, structured query language SQL, and business development and client advisory. Emmanuel Gomina is my guest on the program this evening, and we're going to be talking, wait for it, Ponzi schemes amidst economic turmoil. That's what we're talking about this evening. But before that time, let's make Emmanuel feel very welcome the CFA way in the studio here this evening. Emmanuel, good evening to you and welcome to Money Talks.
Good evening. It's wonderful to be here.
It's so good to have you. You play basketball?
I used to. Nah, that ship has sailed.
Or boxing? Which one?
Yeah, now you just go to the gym a bit. Make sure you're not
you look good. I like the height. I had to look up to greet you.
Thank you very much.
So good to have you. So we are going to be talking about this topic this evening, and I'm sure if you have not been affected by this, you are about to. So this program is for you. So just listen so you don't waste your money. There's economic turmoil, and this is not a time to patronize any Ponzi schemes. When we return from this very short break, we'll get straight into the topic because Emmanuel is seated here and ready to go.
CFA Society Nigeria, making finance a force for good.
Money Talks.
Money Talks.
Money Talks. Money Talks. Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. In case you just joined us, this is Money Talks and it's brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria. Captain Smart is right here. Emmanuel Gomina is my guest on the show, and we're discussing this evening Ponzi schemes amidst economic turmoil. You can join the conversation anytime by calling the telephone number 0814 00 923. That is 0814 00 923. Or you can call the traditional number 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. To participate or send messages to us on WhatsApp. You can also record voice notes not more than 60 seconds and send there 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193. Ask your questions. You want direction from Emmanuel, you can get it free of charge while he's seated here in the studio. So Emmanuel, can I start by asking you to define the basics here? First, many persons have heard Ponzi scheme. In fact, some persons have used the word without knowing the meaning. So let's start from there. What is Ponzi scheme actually? And how do you think this is different from legitimate investment opportunities? Because some of these Ponzi schemes, if not many of them, present themselves as very legit. Sometimes they have some legitimate people or institutions behind them. And so people just go in there thinking that, wow, we found it. So tell us what it is and just strike a difference between both of them.
Okay. So starting out with the Ponzi scheme, the basic definition of it, not to use the big languages, using an investment scheme that uses the money of later investors to pay earlier investors.
Wow.
That's just it. So I'll use an illustration. A person A has a lot of money, maybe he has 10,000 or free cash of 100,000, and he's looking for where to put that money. He goes to a person who claims to be an investor, in this case a Ponzi scheme runner. The person will tell him, give me 100,000, I'll give you 20% in 1 month. There's usually a very high return amount that defies rationality. So give me 100,000, I'll give you 20%, that's 20,000 in 1 month. And then of course bring more people. The more people you bring. So when he brings the next person A brings another person B, that will also bring 100,000. Now there is no investment. All the Ponzi scheme operator does is take from the 100,000 brought by person B, pay 20,000 to person A, and pocket 80,000. He now tells person B, bring 2 other people. That one has seen the return, 20%. Oh wow, there's this wonderful investment somewhere. Bring C and D, they keep bringing their money, and it's taking from those new people their monies and paying back to the older investors. Of course, it goes without saying that eventually you will run out of new people to bring in. And when there are no new persons to bring in, because that's the source of the cash, when there are no new persons to bring in, the whole scheme collapses. A legit investment, on the other hand, the money is actually put into something. A legit investment can be as simple as buying tomatoes. All of us, let's leave the 4 walls of bank and financial institutions. All of us grew up in homes where some people would have walked up to our parents, oh, I'm trying to do this, please can you borrow me money? Oh, I'm trying to do this, can you borrow? Okay. Our parents might not have taken interest, but when they borrow that money, you see these people going to buy goods to sell something. People going to buy more fuel or buy a car to start something. It's the same thing in a financial institution. When you take your money to a financial institution and say, I want to invest, money does not multiply itself in the vault. It's not just kept in the vault and it begins to double. A vault is not a printing machine. The bank or the financial institution actually takes that money that you give them and gives to somebody else who is in a legit business. The person might be selling tires or spare parts and he needs money to buy more goods and sell. That person then generates income and pays back the bank your principal and your interest, or the financial institution, and the financial institution then passes that interest to you after taking a fee for that service. So that's the difference. In a legit investment, money is actually put into something. There is an investment you can see. Value is being created. That is the difference. In Ponzi scheme, nobody will tell you what the money is going into.
What you mentioned now, I will call it some of the basics of these Ponzi schemes. You have actually gone ahead, but there are some businesses. I would like to ask you now to differentiate between Ponzi schemes and network marketing, because many times these network marketing, companies, they will ask you to go and it's multi-level marketing. You have to have downlines and all of that. So they say go and bring somebody and bring. What's the difference between that and Ponzi scheme, or are they the same?
Okay, so the line between Ponzi scheme and MLM over the years have become thinner, in that there are now some MLM businesses that just advance Ponzi scheme. Yeah. Prior to now, if you are the word is straightforward: multi-level marketing. If you are marketing, you have to be selling a product. That's the difference. If somebody just says, "Oh, join this multi-level thing," we don't have a product we are selling, but when you come, the money flows in and it flows out with your downlines. It just follows. That's a Ponzi scheme. However, when you come and products are given to you, and you have to sell those products at a certain, for those multi-level marketing businesses, they give them products quite okay, and they give them at a rate, and they are told to sell at a rate that is higher than the rate given to them. That is business. You have a cost price and you have a sale price. But over the years, those lines have been obfuscated, so to speak. There is no clear line, and so some of these multi-level marketing companies that come with the guise of having products, some might not even have products. They end up being Ponzi schemes, really. So there are clear lines to look for when you are dealing with an MLM that presents itself as a Ponzi scheme.
So with all of this education out there, with what CFA Society is doing, and of course some other persons out there, how is it still that people are lured into Ponzi schemes?
Okay, the first one usually is desperation for money. And in times of economic turmoil, people are usually very desperate. And the first line you hear is, your salary cannot keep you. You need extra level of income. You need multiple, the key line, multiple streams of income. Once you hear multiple streams of income, everybody is running, and they think multiple streams of income is not supposed to be easy streams of income. Yeah? So once you hear multiple streams of income, everybody wants to just dump money into something. Just go and sit down, let your money work for you. No, if we could all do that, nobody would go to the office. Some people have been working for years. I want to believe they've had savings over the years. Nobody can work for 20 years and say, let me just dump my money and let my money work for me. No, you still have to do some monitoring. Yeah? So multiple streams of income, and that need, that desperation is what pulls people in. Secondly, financial literacy is a problem in Nigeria. You might think you are speaking about Lagos, but there are a lot of people who don't understand financial literacy, don't understand how money works, don't understand that people still think if you take money into the bank and the bank pays you interest, all the bank did was keep the money for 30 days and give you interest. The bank actually did something with the money, but people don't know that. Also, there are people who respect authority figures and authority symbols in society. What do I mean authority symbols? Not government symbols. People who are social media influencers. Whatever they say, their word is gold. And a lot of people just, this guy is saying it. So you have a lot of social media influencers promoting things that in reality, when you look at them, are more like Ponzi scheme. Yeah? But once this guy is saying it, this guy is legit, and then when it crashes, of course, he's an influencer, he's just collected his money to promote, and he moves on.
Oh, wow. So what are those signs? Like, I would like to call them warning signs now, that people will see and they'll just know that this one is a Ponzi scheme. What are those red flags?
The first clear sign
to look out for?
The first red flag is the return, a guaranteed return. Any investment that you want to make that tells you, you sure me die 100%, you cannot lose your money, run. Because every day you wake up, you're exposed to risk. Driving to work, you get in an accident. You could be at work and lose your job. You're exposed to risk every day. So when somebody tells you, sure banker, 100% guarantee you cannot lose your money, only God can give that kind of assurance. That's the first thing. Second, the returns are usually crazy. Anywhere you ask yourself, what can you invest in Nigeria today that will generate 50% return? What is the person putting the money in that the person will generate 50% return in? What can you invest? What can I buy today and keep? And by next month it will be what? I bought it for 100,000, and by next month it will be worth 200,000 naira. Even dollar is not that bad. Yeah. So the promise of returns are usually very, very high. Thirdly, it's never clear. There is no explanation as to what they are doing with the money. There is no straightforward answer. In Nigeria, the businesses, some of them are registered, unfortunately, but mostly you will discover that they are not registered. And then there's always this pressure that they put on you. You have to do no. There's a lot of people on queue. Investments don't work like that. If real investors are looking for investors, yeah, they are always trying to advise and encourage and market. The ones that are telling you, bring me money, no. There are a lot of people on queue. That sense of urgency is a problem. And if they are not clear as to what they are using your money to do, if you do not understand enough, and you cannot find somebody to explain to you what these persons are using your money to do, run.
In case you're joining us now, you're listening to Money Talks. Money Talks is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria, and Emmanuel Gomina is the guest on the program. Today we're discussing Ponzi schemes amidst economic turmoil. Do you have an experience with a Ponzi scheme? Have you lost your money, or are you seeing signs in that investment they are marketing to you now with what Emmanuel has been saying now? You can just call. This telephone call might just be what will save you from losing your money. So call us now, 0814 00 923, 0814 00 923, or you can call 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923, or just send us a message on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193. And let's talk about Ponzi schemes in this economic turmoil? Is it something you want to go and put your money inside? Perhaps you have done one already, and it's looking like, from what Emmanuel is saying, that you might have put your money in a Ponzi scheme. Let's talk. You never can tell. There may be a remedy out there. So, Emmanuel, what type of people are especially vulnerable to these kind of Ponzi schemes we're talking about now? Are they rich or poor people, educated or, let's say, non-educated people? Are these people like retired people, so we say they are old, or are they young people who are just looking for more money?
Okay, so everybody is vulnerable to Ponzi scheme. Education is not financial literacy. There are two different concepts. And somebody might be a professor. Well, in this country, professors were doing
Wow.
Yeah? Education and financial literacy are different. So the people that are most vulnerable, like I said earlier, number one, there's that desperation for extra money. Desperation is a key thing for Ponzi.
Okay, let's take a call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to Money Talks. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Hello?
Yes, talk to us. We can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling
my
from.
name is Emmanuel.
Oh, Emmanuel, you have your stake here.
I'm calling BI.
Yes.
Yeah, I had an experience about this. I'm very happy to be part of this topic this evening. Last year, April 19, there was a Ponzi scheme that came out. They were calling it Coca-Cola. That was the name they tagged. Those people, they were doing well along the line. In fact, for the story short, I was scanned 250,000 naira. I was like dying. I almost dying.
Wow.
It was the only God that helped me out. I invited about 1,450 people, and they didn't have the did their own. If I brought in 100 people, and those people went and brought other people, they will send these people, and those that came through all those ones, they will send people, and will be getting more interest. So along the line, we think after about 3 months, then that April 19, as I earlier said, my money was calm. Up to now, there was a security with Harrogate. So I left because there was still money planning to leave the work. As a result of that, when the money was lost, so I came back to the security again. I started from the grassroots to serve again.
So sorry about that.
I'm very happy. And I want to ask your guests to help us, especially to know the kind of business I will go into there to have more money, because I'm also interested in areas.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. 0814-0000-923. That's an experience. You can share yours with us, or 0700-923-923-923. Very unfortunate there.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. Somebody had worked so long to lose that amount of money. So, Emmanuel, if you can hear me, well, I can encourage you that it's not over. So just keep trying. He was also asking what are the things he can use his money for. There is nothing wrong with establishments. Yeah, something that is established over the years. There's a reason why it is established and regulated. Another thing that this brings me to is when Ponzi schemes come up, they are not regulated. There are no regulations. So you won't see a body that is regulating them. That a bank reports to the CBN, an investment company reports to the SEC, on and like that. You won't see who regulates these companies. So, Emmanuel, what you can do, approach a bank or any financial institution or any financial house. There are different investment opportunities. Now, the problem is when they tell you the return on this investment,
it's too small.
You say it is too small.
Yeah.
Then you now go to where it is big and you lose everything. What? So you can another source of investment that is higher. You can look at money market funds. Money market funds there are quite a number of them. I can't mention them here, but if you just Google money market funds in Nigeria, there are 5 or 6 different money market funds with very good returns that will help you to keep and protect the value of your money. People are afraid of inflation taking away a large chunk of their income. Well, money market funds can at least help you keep it. You can also invest in equities. Yes, they are much more risky, but at least they are legit. Yeah. So, as to the people that are vulnerable, back to what we were saying, the most vulnerable. Like
I might have to halt you there again.
Okay.
Hello, good evening to you. Hello, you can try to call us back 0814-0000-923. That's 0814-0000-923, or you can call 0700-923-923. 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. If you have trouble getting through to the telephone line, you can just record a voice note and send it to 0817 313 6193, or you can just send a WhatsApp message. Anyone would do. Yes, sir.
Yes. So I was saying anybody is vulnerable. Yeah. But people mostly who lack financial literacy are the most vulnerable, who do not understand how financial markets and financial investments work. And thirdly, stubborn people. One thing about me as a person, if I don't understand something, there are many ways to seek information. Google is like the largest library in the world. You can just type in and find out what's going on. Yeah? If that is not enough, you will know somebody in finance. You will know a banker. You will know somebody. But everybody, when you say call your banker or call your financial advisor, they'll say all those people, they are all in on it. They are there trying to drop our money or something, some funny reason. Seek information. Seek education from them. That will help you to reduce being a data set, so to speak.
All right. You can also just consider where a lot of people are trying to reach us here. The networks are challenged. You can record a voice note and send it to us 0817 313 6193. It's the same thing. You can record the voice note. We'll play it. Emmanuel here and answer the question, or you can keep trying 0814 0000923. That's 0814 0000923 or 0700 923 923 923, and ask your questions here. If you have an experience to share so that other people can learn from your mistake and not go that same route that you went and lost your money. So Emmanuel, let me ask you, what steps should the people who are listening now, what steps should they take to conduct what people will call due diligence, before investing in any kind of opportunity at all, no matter how good it looks like, especially during this period of economic instability, because this is not the time when somebody should lose any money. Every 1,000 right now is very important.
Okay, so when somebody approaches you with any investment opportunity, the very first thing to find out is to look into the company itself. Is it a registered entity? If it's a registered entity, and all this you can find out online. You don't even need to look for a lawyer to go and do search for you. This and that Nigeria Limited. There are websites that will show you the backers of the company. You can now from there look at the pedigree of the persons backing this company. If you look up somebody, an obscure person, you don't know, the person has no footprint, has no digital footprint, and the person is promising to return 10 or 15 or 20%, that is a red flag. Then you can now look further. What kind of investment is he offering? Is he saying he's investing in financial markets? Then go look up. Is this person regulated? Is he allowed to invest in the financial market? And you can look up on the SEC to find out the person's registered. If this is too much work for you, there are persons who are employed as financial advisors in various financial houses. These are free services. You can just ask them in passing. If you have a relationship with your account officer, I have this also investment, what do you think about it? Of course, the person will issue a disclaimer and say, I'm not speaking on behalf of my employer, but this is what I know about it. So research is very key in everything that you do. When you Google a company, you go to their website, talk to persons who have invested in them, and also look at the investment prospectus. When you see a money market fund, they will give you a breakdown of the things they put their money into. Treasury bills, this percentage. Treasury bills, commercial papers, corporate issuers, all this, they put a breakdown of the percentage and the yield on them. Once an investment tells you will give you 15 or 20 or 18, whatever percent, without telling you what it is that money is going to be utilized for, that is another red flag. They might not be willing to declare their strategy to you because their strategy is how they get superior return, active return over the market. Quite okay. But they should be able to tell you what they are putting their money into. 3, the level of documentation is also key. Any investment you make today, if you invest abroad, be it in equity, there will be documents that show that you've invested in something. When a corporate investor begins to tell you to pay money into a private account, there's a problem.
All right, we have to wrap up at this point, so I'll just appreciate if you can answer this question like in a minute or less. Assuming somebody is listening now and they know with what you have just said that I know I don't enter, I know say I do inside, this I'm doing is a Ponzi scheme for my money is lost. Maybe they have tried to reach the people, website is not available, their offices are locked, or they don't see the people anymore, they don't take their calls anymore, they're already inside. What's the remedy there? What can be done to stop such persons?
Okay, as far as remedy goes, collect all your documentation. I know it might not be as broad as it is for a legit business, but whatever documentation you've had, all your correspondences with the person, chats via WhatsApp, exchanged emails, text messages, records of deposits, and in banks those deposits are made. Approach any financial crimes organization,
Institution,
institution, EFCC, ICPC, even the police. Approach, make a report. Yeah. Once that report is there, you can also approach regulators. I know it sounds burden. Somebody looking burdensome, looking like I've lost my money. You are sending me to the
police.
Do it for somebody else that might want to go through this route you are going through. Forward a copy to consumer complaints fccpc.org. Forward a copy and you can send to SEC. They will investigate. Sometimes they succeed in getting recoveries when they show that they might not get you everything, but they might help you recover some of your money. Sometimes.
All right. Thank you very much. Emmanuel Gomina has been the guest on the program this evening, and we've been talking here about Ponzi schemes amidst economic turmoil. Maybe you were too hurt to call the telephone number, but you can go to the website of CFA Society. That's at www.cfasocietyng.org and try to get more information from there. We must say a very big thank you to Emmanuel Gomina for coming on the program this evening. Thank you so much, and maybe we will see you again another time.
Thank you for having me.
And that's our time. We'll be back next time. Till that time, be sure not to put your money in a Ponzi scheme. Smart Uzechi is my name. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Money Talks, hosted by the CFA Society Nigeria. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube at CFA Society Nigeria. Follow us for more financial insight and updates. Keep a date with us next time.